add, as far as your question, what would happen right now if there was a flood in the Delta area? There are some levees that belong to our rehabilitation inspection program that could come to us for assistance to rehabilitate their levee systems. And the door is open for them to apply to our program, to join our program, provide information, et cetera, and we can do inspections and make that determination. So that opportunity exists as well for post-flood disaster assistance.
How many Army Corps of Engineers certified levees are there in the Delta currently?
So certified means a lot of things. There are 50. Well, let's see. I've got a map. So within our spectrum of levees, and these include levees that a portion of that levee extends over the boundary of the legal delta. There are a total of 101 systems that either are contained within the legal delta or touch some part thereof. It's about half and half of which one of those, which are active and inactive currently in our rehabilitation program.
So about half of them would be eligible for assistance should there be a failure?
Of the ones that are in our program, yes.
Okay.
So that doesn't cover the full universe of Delta levees, certainly. It's a much smaller part.
Charles?
However, they all are eligible for emergency repair.
Right, sure.
Protective measures.
Sure. Thank you, Charles. Yes,
Okay.
Always flood fight assistance is available.
Okay.
Just, I was strictly speaking of rehabilitation.
I understand the difference.
But to answer your question, it's according to DWR, it's around 75-25%. 75, they believe they're non-flood control levees, and 25% they're considered flood control levees.
Okay. Any other questions of the panel? Cindy.
Okay, thank you. And again, I want to thank all of the panel members for coming in today. If I may, there was one question that we had posed to all of the panel members, actually, and that was around what type of assistance or value added could the council offer in some of these programs and efforts and activities moving forward. And I ask this, I bring it up again, one, because the council has identified emergency preparedness and response as one of its priorities for this year. And so I think for partially my own selfish reasons, as we're walking through the year and we're shaping our program, I'd like to get a sense from the panel members where we might be able to, whether at a staff level, council level, be able to offer some assistance or engagement. I'll kind of throw it open with that.
Well, from Cal OES side, we're working right now closely with DWR on identifying different type of methods that we can improve the Delta levees without making them in compliance with PL 8489. We truly believe that improving these levees to PL 8499 will not help much. Raising the elevation, as you all know, we rarely lost a levee because of overtopping and all that. We always have problems with either through seepage or base that it's not constructed well, or levee that are not constructed well. So we're working now with DWR to identify all these type of mitigation that we can take right now, and hopefully we can convince FEMA and the Corps, let's not spend billions of dollars on improving these levees to PL 8499. Let's work smart and improve these levees appropriately.
Randy?
Yes.
We talked about the flood of whenever Jones Track went under. Because of that, what we've done down there in conjunction, basically the basically Dante Nomalini working with East Bay Mud has basically done the fat levee proposal, which works towards the seepage and flood fighting ability because the levees are wider. They have two-way traffic availability. You can actually, you can get in there and if you've got a problem, take care of it. And those are the kind of things that we need to do. And unfortunately, many people or many different organizations have, let's say, the railroads. The railroad goes through. You've got highways. You've got the folks that have the natural gas pipelines, and you've got the transmission lines. Many of these people benefit from the RD's maintenance of the levee. It's not just a farmer who, in effect, but it's the farmer who pays and is at a disadvantage when it comes to spending many hundreds of millions of dollars to try and upgrade those levees. We could also throw in that the water export community has enjoyed a conveyance system that they have not contributed to over the years. So if we were going to fix these levees and actually make them better, one, I agree with you, we need to make them wider and less vulnerable to seepage and boils and that type of deal. But everybody who benefits should be throwing some money into this kitty to help us with that. It shouldn't just be three or four farmers who own the land, because that's not all that's protected there. Now, if we could get Caltrans to pay into that, that would be a miracle.
Well, absolutely. I mean, from the state side, we're investing a lot of money in the Delta, as you all know. In fact, recently, DWR, we're going to approve $50 million for different type of projects, from planning to different type of repairs, but they hold off on it right now until we see what happens with that Delta MOU. But we really recognize that, and something we missed when we mentioned that we have the public assistance and we have the Corps of Engineers programs. We also spend a lot of money from the Disaster Assistance Act, which is a state program. When you don't have a federal declaration, the state put a lot of money in the Delta, as you all know. And what's going to end up if we don't have the FEMA's program available, the state will have to come in and save all these levees.
And the prospects of having that MOU anytime soon?
We're really pushing very hard, but we get a little bit sidetracked right now with the drought. But I'm pushing DWR to meet and come up with something substantial that we can bring to FEMA and the Corps, and hopefully we can all have an agreement about a permanent solution for the Delta.
The only thing I would like to add to that, Randy, is
yes,
the MOU that we presented in December, we made it very clear that that's probably the best MOU they're going to get. There's two major components in that MOU, and that's that we'll allow eligibility to levees that have made it to the HMP standard, not to PL 8499, but to the HMP standard for the next 5 years, encouraging everybody to get up to PL 8499. That's where we want them. We want them to be the Corps' responsibility. There's a component in the Corps that if there's a disaster and they do a benefit cost ratio, if they don't meet a certain percentage, they may not get eligibility. So we threw a clause in the memorandum, in the MOU, that says come back to FEMA then, kind of like we do now. If we send you to SBA, you get turned down for a loan, you can come back to FEMA for coverage. Without that MOU, that's not in place. We got permission from headquarters to do a pilot for that for the next 5 years. But we're to a point that we're going to probably have a deadline on that MOU fairly quickly, because we presented it in December, and we made it very clear that that's our final MOU that's going to be presented.
Well, that's good information. We recognize the state is vulnerable and is at risk, and the Stewardship Council has set this as a high priority. So if there's anything we can do to help any of the parties, we stand at the ready with whatever resources we can deploy to help. want to thank the panel very much for providing a very interesting and lively conversation. This is certainly a very, very important issue, and we thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Are there any blue slips? No blue slips. File item number 13 is public comment in general. Any blue slips for that? Hearing none. Our next meeting is scheduled for March 27th and 28th at the West Sacramento City Hall Galleria. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.